Listen, everybody, we're back.
We're back.
We are talking about deconstructing marriage.
Yes.
We've had a break. We've had some rest.
Yes.
We call it summer break.
Summer break.
We had summer break.
We're back.
We've been outside. We've been at the pool. We've been here and there.
Right.
And we're getting ready tonight to have the conversation. Make sure you haven't already, like it,
Yes.
comment,
Yes.
share, follow, inbox it to somebody, screen
All the
record
things.
it,
All the
do all of that.
all the things.
Get ready. Give us about, we're probably going to need at least 50 minutes tonight.
Ooh, okay.
At least 50. So get comfortable. Let somebody know we get ready to have the conversation. Let's talk about deconstructing marriage.
Absolutely.
All right. I'm excited. It's been a minute. I just love the fact that we can just rest whenever we get ready.
Amen.
So changes off of the good, learning, growing,
Absolutely.
loving one another,
Mhm.
concerts, trips, all of that. So we didn't forget about you all.
No.
We did not forget. Thank y'all for holding on. Everybody who subscribed since the last time we cut an episode. He cut Marcus. Shout out to our videographer and editor, chief editor. He cut a video that went viral of you talking about when we did the human trafficking episode with Mytika.
Really?
You remember that? Now it was about 2000. I mean, just in a real quick, that video went on
Let
the
me go back to
yeah.
it.
They was in there rebuking and oh yeah. You were talking about being booty butt naked, coming to church and shouting and clothes falling off, and he still loves me. So there were a lot of people in the comments that really had a difficult time accepting the fact that God's grace does not have a prerequisite, a behavioral prerequisite to it. And we'll get into that in a couple episodes later. But nonetheless, the fact remains is that we did not do anything to receive his love.
That's right.
And we can't do nothing to change it. I'm going to need your mic
The
already.
reality of the fact that our Savior died over 2,000 years ago should be evidence enough that there is nothing that we can do to earn it. He already paid the sacrifice.
Well, you know, we're
Okay.
tonight. So
I'm just saying.
this, we've been talking, we've been dialoguing as we often do.
Yeah.
Reflecting, probably one of the main things that we do when we discuss and just talk amongst ourselves and with other couples is really just reflect on our journey.
Yeah.
What has happened, mistakes that we've made, growth that has been accomplished, and reflecting on just gratitude. And so we try to keep a streaming conversation of just how grateful we are. I have a friend of mine who ministered in Africa. I think it was West Africa a couple of weeks ago. And he and a team went to a village. Village was extremely poor. They were only able to be there during the day because they did not have electricity. And he said there was approximately 1,000 children that were in this village that had no parents. They were orphans. And they had the opportunity to feed them and talk with them and just be a blessing to them. And I asked him what was his major takeaway. He preached while he was there. They were there for like a week. And the main thing that he said to me when he came back, he said, I have no problems. I don't have any problems. He said to see those kids running in the dirt, playing, hanging out in trees, playing with soccer balls, and just grateful to get noodles, grateful to get something that we would consider, I'm not eating that.
Yeah.
I said, we ain't got no problem. So
Yeah.
especially in times like this that we live in, what's going on in the world and all of the changes that are happening, it is important that you find something to be grateful for.
Absolutely.
Think on these things. So tonight, we got a good conversation.
We do.
I'm going to give you the definition of the word deconstruction. this word, depending on what kind of circles you, depending on your social media algorithm or whatever you read or watch, this word is becoming a buzzword. And I am for the word, but I also want to give a definition for the word. You'll hear this phraseology that people are deconstructing their faith. Doesn't necessarily mean that they are leaving the faith,
Right.
but they are asking some critical questions
Right.
about some practices and some dogmas and some beliefs that have been handed down for years upon years.
Yeah.
And it really takes a courage to deconstruct and to ask the question, what's in this? Where did that come from?
Right.
Brandon, y'all remember him from a couple of episodes ago. He said that it is the sociology of the word. So if you think about, like, we talked about the ironing board.
Yes.
Okay, tell them the story about the ironing board.
I set up an iron board for a left-handed person, but my mom was left-handed and my older brother was left-handed. So I didn't know that anything was abnormal or weird about it until my husband goes, "Why do you always set the iron board up like that?" And I was like, "What you mean? It's how I've always ironed." He was like, "It's really supposed to go the other way." Well, I had no clue because in my household, the people that were above me that were teaching me these things, they were left-handed. So they did everything to accommodate the way in which they use their hands. But I just learned that to be normal.
Yeah. So that's a prime example. Like, we will always use that example. For those of you who don't know, on most common ironing boards, I guess in the West, there's a side of the ironing board that has a booty on it that's thick, that's wide, and then there's a part of the ironing board that's narrow. And it may not even be right. There's no.
I think it is because you know how some ironing boards have the little place where you can set the iron on it.
That's right.
But it still never made me set it up the other way.
So how I believe that it's supposed to be used based on how they designed it is that your dominant hand that you iron with is supposed to rest on that side that has the more space on it. And the thinner area is really for you to, if you have a dress shirt or a dress or something, to tuck it in there. So she rests her iron on the thin side
because I'm right-handed.
Yeah. So how I found out about that is that it was handed down to me. So that's why I caution when I say, I'm just telling you, my mom told me.
Yeah.
And she showed me an example one time because I knocked the ironing board off the ironing board because I had it on the thin side.
I'm gonna check while
She gonna see we
got
the thing. So we deconstructing the ironing board. This is so I knocked the iron over and burned a patch in the carpet because I didn't have it on the thick side. And she said, if you would have had it on the thick side, if you tip the iron over, you have room for the iron to fall and to still stay on the board. So the definition, while she's looking up how the iron is supposed to, it takes effort and intentionality to do it. We're going to deal with that in a second. The definition to deconstructing is to critically evaluate the beliefs.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. What
It
is
is.
it? All right.
It says the narrow end of an ironing board is generally set up to the left for a right-handed user and to the right for a left-handed user.
Now, this is so good. We got to pause here. We got 50 minutes. Okay, start the clock now. Just because something was handed down, just because your mama told you, just because your daddy told you, just because your big mama told you, just because your granddaddy, your big papa told you, your pastor, your whatever told you, it does not mean that that information is correct.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't mean that that information is applicable to the right now.
Yeah.
Or to your future. So it takes humility. It takes being open to being wrong. Like, I just used that example and I thought to myself, what if what my mama told me wasn't right? It just served. So for her to research it and look it up, they call that fact checking.
Right.
So because we have access to more information than we know what to do with, we can really in real time hear somebody talking and do the fact check. So on political debates, there was a time that the candidates would just be talking that boo.
Yeah.
And the public, if they didn't have what's the degree in politics?
Hmm?
Oh, if they didn't have a degree in politics, in government, they would just be swayed based on the liking of the political candidate. Well, now they have a fact checker.
Are you talking about a political science?
Political science, thank you. So now they have fact checkers and even if you post something on Facebook,
that's right.
They'll tell you, this ain't right. This information is not correct. So
yeah,
deconstructing, I believe it became popular now, with generations, us and forward, that we're becoming aware of it, that people want the information.
Yeah.
Because some of the stuff that has been handed down, it ain't,
I think we're an inquisitive generation. So we're not willing to just take what someone is handing to us. We want to know for ourselves that it's true. And we have access to enough information that we don't have to just take what someone is saying. Where in the past, that wasn't the case. They didn't have the option or the tools to be able to research it on their own.
Yeah.
So they had to take what was given.
Especially if what was given to you was by someone who was sincere.
Yeah.
And you love them. You've had fond memories of them. But what they gave you ain't working.
Yeah.
What do I do when someone who you love gave you something to really help you?
Right.
But it ain't you drive a premium vehicle and they pumping unleaded in it.
Oh Lord.
It just don't hit like it. So okay, that's my point. The definition of deconstruction, one definition that I found is when you are critically engage in evaluating the beliefs, the expectations, the roles, and patterns you've built your marriage on to identify what is truly healthy, what was inherited or assumed, and what needs to be reshaped or released.
Right.
We can just work with that definition the whole 40. We got 40 now.
Listen.
Okay, what in that definition, what stuck out to you? What did you see? What did you hear in you?
So I'm specifically thinking about the ironing board analogy we use. So out of habit, I still to this day set it up incorrectly.
She did it this morning. That's what I thought about it. She did this morning.
It's literally out of habit. I don't even think about it. It's like my subconscious mind goes, okay, this is how you set it up, because I've done it like that my whole life. And I'm old enough that my brain just can do certain things without even thinking about it. But what I'm also thinking about in real time right now is that when you set up the ironing board the other direction, it is really easier for me to iron whatever I'm trying to iron. But out of habit, I still do what is actually harder for me than adapting to what is easier. Because change takes work. It takes intentionality. So I got to literally be like, okay, wait. I know you've done this your whole life, but this is really not the correct way to do it. And if you'll turn it around this other way, although it takes a little more time to readjust it, it's really going to be so much easier when you go to iron it.
That's good. So take the ironing board illustration. Look at your life. Look at your relationships, romantic, friendship relationships, platonic, and see where. Have you ever been driving before? I did it the other day and tried to think back on if the lights were green or if they were. My brain was on something else, and you just be on autopilot.
I'd be like this, Lord, thank you, because it was your grace that got me to my destination.
Or someone asks you, what did you eat today? And the day's been so busy. The day has been, and you like, I don't, or the phrase that you said, I forgot to eat.
I did.
Or I just got caught up.
I ate some chips right before this recording, and that's all I've had today.
So these are examples of the reality that we can just be on autopilot.
Right.
And tonight's whole foundation of what we're discussing is, what do you want?
Right.
And we're dealing with, what do you want? Deconstructing marriage.
Right.
The reason why we're discussing deconstructing marriage is because, okay, let me tag you in.
Okay.
I think that we think that the problem. So tonight we're going to talk to people who are married.
Okay.
Usually we're trying to put some nuggets in there for those of you who are getting ready to get married.
Mm-hmm.
This is marriage talk tonight. So
Yeah.
just if you're single, if you're non-married, we got to deal with that too.
Yeah.
Just pull up a chair, just listen to how it goes, okay?
Yeah.
But I think that when I hear and when I listen to our previous conversations years
Yeah.
past and just single people and married people,
Mm-hmm.
I think that we think the marriage is the problem. This is what I want to tag you in. I don't think that the marriage is the problem. I want to hear your stab on it. I really believe that we think that the problem is in the marriage and not within the individual.
Right.
That the tension
Mm-hmm.
is in the marriage, not in us.
Right.
Why? Well, come on, tell me what
Okay.
you think.
I have a lot of thoughts around that.
Come on.
Number one, marriage is not anything that can ever be put on autopilot.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of intentionality. It takes a lot of work.
You know that.
And if you are not willing to do that, you probably are not a good candidate for marriage, because we've been married for closer to 20 years now, and we still have to do the work every day. I mean, some things, of course, we can do them like habitually, but if you want the marriage to be like real and genuine, you have to be present in it. You can't just like go into autopilot. You know what I mean? Like, you just can't. Number one. Okay. The other thing that came to mind as you were talking, I don't remember what book we were reading, but you may think about it as I'm saying it. So we were reading, it was either a book or an article, and it was talking about like whenever you get into an argument with your spouse, you're not just arguing with that person, but you're arguing with them plus their mother and their father, because their mother and their father gave them beliefs that they brought into the relationship. And then I come to the table or to the argument with my beliefs, but also what my mom and my father gave. So the picture that they created in that moment was like one person, and then you see their mother and their father. So all of those people are yelling at this one individual. And then me and my parents would be all, yelling or fussing or debating.
Yeah.
And so to me, that's why it's super, super important that people at least have the conversation about deconstructing their marriage, to just evaluate, okay, what is working for us? What is not working for us? What is something that we can take off of the table that is not successful for us, even though it may have been successful for somebody else? What is something that we can add that's going to make the relationship better or make us feel, more fulfilled in it or more present in it? And those are conversations that you don't have one time. You're going to have those conversations multiple times inside of a healthy marriage. Even when everything is going good, it's still a conversation you should have if you wanted to stay on track. So, although we're good, I'm still going to say, "Hey babe, how you doing? Let's do a check-in. How you feeling? What's new? What's been bothering you? What has been bringing you joy? Is there anything that I can do or change? Is there any adjustments you feel like we need to make?" Those are just common questions that we ask because we want to make sure the relationship stays on track.
Good. We do that.
Yeah.
We would not be married
No.
if we did not have that in practice.
Yeah. And intentional time to check in. We love to go on the porch in the evening just to talk to each other. So it's like, okay, after we've been an employee, after we've been parents, after we've been siblings, all of the roles that we play, then it's like, okay, but wait, let's just take a moment. And it doesn't have to be a large window. I know some people are going to be like, oh, I don't have time, or I'm tired. Or if you want the relationship to work, you have to be intentional.
Now, you say something that got my antennas up.
Yes.
I agree. I presume that there are more couples watching this that are on the rocks than are those that are saying that there's just you're right, we just need to do the work. I want to talk to a couple or an individual that represents half of a couple that's watching this that is saying, I'm sick of her bull, I'm sick of his bull. I want to talk to you. We want to talk to your brain tonight.
Okay.
Because before there can be any work done on the other individual, we have to do a self-assessment. And that's why we're calling this, what do you want?
Yes.
Because we have done it before. We've talked to
Mhm.
couples before who will give a laundry list of complaints. I don't like that
Listen.
she do this, he do this, he do that, do that,
Mhm.
that. And my question is for those who are so disgruntled with your job,
Ooh.
with where you live, with
Uh-huh.
what you drive,
Yes.
with your edges, with how your body looks, your teeth, whatever.
Yeah.
If you don't like it as much as you say you don't like it, why
Yes.
won't you do something about it?
Oh Lord.
If you don't like the way your body looks, they'll cut the front off. You can put that girdle on. That's why we take that picture with our hand in front of our stomach, put that fanny pack around it, because we don't like it. And when we don't like something and we are not willing, that's the fanny pack,
You
to
said
do,
you could cut it off.
you can just cut it off. They will cut it off and put it on your behind. Like they can repurpose it. So what I'm
Or you
saying
can
is,
push the plate back.
or
and
you can push the
exercise.
plate, you can fast, you can go to the gym. But what I'm saying is
There's
there's
shortcuts.
shortcuts.
So you don't have no
There's
excuse.
shortcuts.
If
So
you're adverse to hard work, then you can take the shortcut.
We're talking about in America.
Yes.
We're not in third world country.
Yeah.
We spend money on whatever we believe is valuable.
Right.
If you don't like it, that or them or him or her that much,
Right.
why don't you just leave?
Oh Lord.
If it's that bad, if I hate them, if every day I get up, I can't stand this nigga, why don't you just pack your stuff and leave? Okay, can I tell you this? Okay, come on.
Let me speak to that.
Okay, come on.
I'm going to try to advocate for the listeners today.
Advocate. We need both sides.
We do, because you choosing violence in this moment, but it's okay, because I do understand. But let me interject this thought. I think that what people run into when they are venting, when they are, expressing how disgruntled they are about things, they are running into their own internal government that they have set. So it's possible to set rules for yourself. And then when you run into those rules, you're like, ugh, because it's colliding with your reality. Mm-hmm. So let's take, for instance, someone who is displeased in their marriage and has a laundry list of complaints about their spouse, but they're not doing anything about it.
Who? The complainer or the complainee?
The complainer. The person that's complaining, they don't ever do this and they don't do this, and I can't stand this, and I don't like this about them, and I don't know why they do this and this, and you'd be like, why are you still there? Mm-hmm. I feel like internally one of their core beliefs is I'm supposed to stick this out. That's right. Because I can think about several old people that be like, oh, you just need to give it time. It'll fix itself. It'll work. It will not fix itself. That's a lie. It will not. Number one. But if that's the monologue that's going on in your head, although you're complaining, you don't really feel like you have the right to exit it. Some people believe that it's a sin to get a divorce.
Y'all in the notes.
Oh, am I? Okay.
Go ahead.
Well,
run the list.
Some people are like, well, I told myself I would never be like my parents. Mm-hmm. And so if your parents went through a divorce, to look at the reality of, dang, I really want to divorce this person. Now you're at war with the laws that you set for yourself, although in your reality, they don't really fit.
That's good.
So I think that those are some of the things.
Oh, I may add one to your list. Yes. I don't want to be a quitter.
Ooh, that's true.
I don't want to lose.
Right.
What you say, my own personal value system of if I go downtown, and we're not just talking about divorce.
Right.
It could be speaking up. Mm-hmm. It could be drawing what you said, a boundary. Right. If you do, okay, watch this.
Even in work.
That's what I'm not working on my days off.
You can get another job because you are overly qualified. But because you think that some kind of way you're letting that company down, you will stay and be frustrated and be annoyed and dreading it every day as if there are not other places of employment out there. Because let me tell you something. If you leave, if you die, if anything happens to you, they will replace you like that.
Come on now.
And not bat an eye about it.
That's the way it goes. Yeah. So please understand, we're not, I think they will. Mm-hmm. We're not giving you one option to consider, which is leaving.
Right.
But do something about what you say is so, and that might be, number one, should be investigating internally. Mm-hmm. We're talking about deconstructing, and that is critically evaluating what you believe. So you listed it.
Expectations,
What are my
roles,
belief
patterns.
systems?
Yeah.
And where did this beliefs? In Genesis, he said, "Who told you?
Ooh, you was naked.
You was naked." So, what conversation, what family history did you come out of
Right.
that says to you, "When I'm being harmed, I can't leave"? Now, here's my
Right.
question. Here's my question. When you're in a relationship, let's use a relationship because this is marriages for grown folks.
That's right.
You're in a relationship with somebody or even a job, any kind of relationship, and you are being harmed. And you say to that individual or that spouse, that whatever, friend, coworker, family member, if you don't stop injuring me, I'm going to leave. Now, if it continues and you decide to leave, and that person says, you know what, I'm not going to do it no more. The question is, what in, I don't cuss tonight. We're going to see we're doing no cuss episode. What have you accomplished? I'm talking about the speaker. What has been accomplished? This individual has said that they are going to stop the harm.
Right.
And didn't, but the day that you decide to remove yourself from that relationship, okay, now I'm gonna stop. Wait. You have accomplished nothing has been accomplished other than the fact of they don't want my presence gone. So,
well, you did accomplish something. You created a toxic cycle.
You all right? Come on, but
that's what you did.
But progress really has not been made
at all,
and something has been identified. What has been identified is that you might not love me.
Right.
You might be in love with what I do, what I bring, how I do that thing, my paycheck, etc. But care and concern for me would have alerted you the 15th time I said, "You're killing me." What did Lauryn Hill say? "Killing me softly."
This is what I will say.
What you gonna say?
When you love someone, you don't have to see them in pain to change the behavior. They can just tell you, like, this is going to cause me pain. Some things you even know. I don't have to take a hammer and hit you with it to know it's going to hurt you. I already know it's going to cause pain. So I don't have to test it out to see. I already know. And because I love you and I care about you, I'm not going to do it. Like, some stuff is not as hard as we make it. It's just not.
Well, we on the first. We need another. We need to start the clock over again. Now, that person who is on the injurer. Now, you know, there's both people, but I presume that someone might say and say, "Well, what about what they did to you?" Your pain is caused by them leaving.
That is immature. Can we just start right there? I'm sorry.
Here you go.
Let me say that in all caps. The most immature thing that you can do as an adult inside of a marriage is play tit for tat. Yeah.
You're supposed to hit me back.
Okay. See, like, that's just, it's not going to produce anything. It's not going to make anything become better by doing tit for tat.
So, beliefs.
Okay, beliefs.
Deconstructing is about evaluating beliefs, expectations. We got to make a post and write these down.
We do.
Beliefs, expectations, roles, patterns. These are loaded. You've built your marriage on.
Lord help us.
And what we came into the marriage believe. I got a point. I did this.
What you do? I do too, but I'm going to let you go first.
What we came into the marriage believing that it was going to be.
Yes.
Believing that what itch it was going to scratch. Now listen, hold that thought. So let's deal with the belief. We're talking about deconstructing marriage.
Yes.
We're not anti-marriage. We've been married. We got to say it every episode. 17.
We've had an anniversary.
18 years. We celebrated 18 years. So listen, we don't believe that everybody need to be married.
Yeah.
And especially in society and religious institutions, if you are single, there's something wrong with you. If you are single, you're single because there's something broken about you. No. That is a fat lie. That is a lie. That is a lie. That is a lie. There are people who are doing well single then there are people who are in relationships that are, I don't want to say toxic.
People are doing better single sometimes.
People are doing better single. I see single people on trips having fun with no issue, no shame, living in their purpose, feeding the homeless, providing shelter to the shelterless, providing fathers to the fatherless, while there are those that are married because they were supposed to and they had children and they tried to make it right.
But
and
they're miserable.
They're miserable.
Yeah.
And are too distracted with the conflict of why the circle won't fit in the peg to get on with purpose.
Lord have mercy.
So I want to tell every single person that's watching this clip right now, the church specifically in your family, and your big mama and your daddy and them have tried to put pressure on you by saying there is something wrong with you that you're not married.
Right.
When are you gonna bring me some grandbabies? I may not, my ovaries might not be able to produce you no grandbabies.
That's true.
So get off of single people's back about why they're not married.
Yes.
And let's talk about your divorce.
Oh.
Let's talk about how you've been married and divorced 3 times, 4 times. I can't hear nobody. Your husband got a sweetheart and a wife. Leave single folk alone.
Single people, please be free. Don't feel pressured to rush into a relationship or a marriage to appease someone else. If you want it, then go after it. But if you don't, it's totally okay. And nothing is wrong with you. You are not broken. You're not messed up.
Okay, what was your thought? I just had to get that out of her.
I understand.
I told somebody one time, I said, you single because, and they checked me. This was about 2 years. She said, you know what? Just because you're married doesn't mean that there's something wrong with me and something right with you.
What she said?
I'm sorry. But it made me think, why are you trying to push what works for you onto something? I'm fine single.
And if you're not willing to do the work to be better as an individual, you're not ready to be married. Let me just say that, okay? All these people that are in a rush because they want to bump uglies.
Take your
Ain't that
time.
what they say?
What's the rush?
Okay. Exactly. Please hear me.
In the studio.
You are doing more damage trying to rush into marriage to fit in the, okay, now I can legally have sex and all the things that you've been taught. You would be better off staying single and doing the work to be healthy.
Fools rush in.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we got to get to, we not at point one.
I got to say one more thing though.
Come on.
About the definition, right?
Let's read it again.
Okay.
Deconstructing marriage. Deconstruction regarding marriage is critically evaluating the beliefs, the expectations, the roles, and patterns you've built your marriage on.
Okay.
To identify. This is the purpose of deconstructing. We're trying to identify what is truly healthy. What was inherited or assumed. Now, when you assume, you make the first 3 letters out of yourself. And what needs to be reshaped or released.
Yes. Okay, so let's just go play by play. Let's talk about beliefs, right? Okay, so where did you get your beliefs from? Were you watching a healthy relationship growing up? Were you watching a toxic relationship growing up? Were you watching movies that formed these beliefs? And then your expectations. Okay, so when you said expectations, all I can see in my head is all the conversations I've had with women that have a laundry list of what they expect from a man. But when you flip the script and say, okay, what you bringing to the table, they start, oh, well, I mean, and it's like, but you had 30 things that you wanted this other person to come to the relationship with. And you can barely think of 5 things that you're bringing. Like, that's already off balance. That's already an indication you're going to struggle in marriage. Baby, you can't expect somebody to bring 30 things to the table and you bringing 4 or 5. What? That is so crazy to me.
It is.
And then roles, right? We live in a culture where, people are playing all of the roles. So if that is how you believe, but the partner you're with wants something more traditional, then that's going to create conflict.
I got a scenario. Yeah,
okay.
It is. It's going to create conflict.
And then my last point, patterns. How many toxic relationships were you in before you got into this relationship that you now want to be married in? And what patterns What patterns have you made a habit in those toxic relationships that you then want to bring to your current marriage as if it's going to work this time around? Baby, if it didn't work in the past 15 to 20 relationships you had, you need to abandon it because it ain't going to work in this one.
Let's get ready.
It's just not.
Yeah.
It's not. And we are all, listen, what we're saying tonight, we are not trying to act like we are exempt from it. We are all guilty of these things. But that is why it is vitally important to take the time to deconstruct the marriage, because the point is to see, okay, well, what do we need to reshape?
Yeah.
What needs to be released? Okay, what did we bring that's not healthy?
Yeah.
It says what is truly healthy. The point of it is to identify what is truly healthy for your relationship with your mate. And that's not going to look like any other relationship because you guys are two unique individuals.
Two different histories.
Okay, let me just say this. Oh, okay, I'm just going to make this observation. If you were willing to flip, flop, drop it like it was hot, any and every time they wanted it while you were dating, while you were engaged, if you were verbally making promises that I'm going to take care of all of your needs, which, you know, if you actually listen to your marriage vows, that is what you're committing to. Help me understand why after you get inside of marriage, all of a sudden it becomes a problem. Because honestly, most of these people that we were talking to had very active sexual relationships prior to marriage. But once they got the covenant of marriage, then the other person was like, all right, I got what I wanted now. You'll be all right. Yeah. That's what I think is so crazy. And that is what I think is so toxic.
So let me say this about marriage goals. Mm-hmm. For those of you who see marriages or couples that you aspire to have what they have, mm-hmm. particularly us. Our relation, we've been married 18 years. Yeah. Our situation is rare.
Yes,
it is rare because of the inception of how we got married. Yes. We dated 2 months. She says 2 months. I say 3 months.
We'll say 2.5. We'll meet in the middle.
Okay, 2.5. That's the middle. We were an arranged marriage.
Pretty much, yeah.
Our upbringings are opposite. Yes. Our age. The fact that we were in our young 20s. Yeah, 21. The culture that we live in. Yeah. And the longevity of all of these factors contribute to the rareness of the fact that we look alike. I know y'all be saying, I look like brother and sister. All of these variables together, even by themselves, make what we have
an anomaly.
Now what we got is good. Woo!
It is good. I'm just saying.
No, I'm just saying. I had a flashback. What we got is good. I'm satisfied. Listen here. I just make no mistake about it. What the devil meant for evil. Yes, he did. What the devil don't like. I mean, I'm sorry. I love it. I love it over here. Yes, sir.
I blush way too.
Yeah, you blush way too. I'm telling you, we got a good thing going on. Yeah. Me and Mrs. Jones. Boy, I tell you, all of my needs. He said, all I need. Yes, sir. All I need. Okay. My hand has provided.
God, we thank you for a healthy marriage. I'll just say that.
Now, I'm a trip. But every side of me, every part of me, every side of her, every part of her, mm-hmm. we have found a way to get those needs met in this marriage. Mm-hmm. And ain't none of your friends business. So you've got to find out what works for you, but you mm-hmm. cannot find out what works for your marriage lying to yourself. Ooh, you cannot find out what works for your marriage lying to you. Yeah. The marriage cannot be fixed without you first receiving mm-hmm. healing and deconstructing your beliefs. Right. So before we get on your husband, if you're married to a man, before we get on your husband, if you're married to a man, before we get on your wife, if you're married to a woman, before we get on your wife, if you're married to a woman, you have no a woman.
You said a woman's wife.
Okay.
You meant to say
whoever you with.
Yes.
Whoever you're knocking boots with, whoever's names is on the, I support it all. You have to investigate that man or that woman mm-hmm. in the mirror. Mm-hmm. You have to look at you and ask yourself, So, okay, the title of this is called "What Do You Want?" on the notebook. Now you got to give context because I just saw the clip as a meme. The title of this is "What Do You Want?"
Right.
Okay, so on the notebook, there's a couple.
Yes.
Break us down to how we got to "What Do You Want?"
Okay, I'm going to try to just give a quick
Just
overview.
do a quick.
Okay, so it's a teenage girl and a teenage boy that meet one summer. She's like on a summer vacation to their summer house, and they fall madly in love. Like, I don't want to do life with anybody else but you, but they come from opposite sides of the track, right?
Mm-hmm.
So after the summer, her mom is like, you need to let this go, but she's in love. And the daddy is like, oh, it's just a summertime thing. She'll be all right. Leave that girl alone. Well, he gets drafted and she doesn't hear from him. He was writing letters. Mom wasn't giving her the letters.
Mm-hmm.
She enlists like as a nurse or candy stripe or whatever they called it back then, trying to find him. Like, hopefully I'll run into him if I do this. Well, she doesn't. So she ends up taking care of this other man who's in a full body cast. She can't even see his face. He gets better and is outside of her job one day, asked to take her on a date. Okay, so now she starts courting with this man. They end up crossing paths again, the main two characters. So the couple that was in love one summer, they cross paths again. Then they end up kind of rekindling what was going on. So the whole time the girl is kind of she loves this new man, but she still, you can tell, has like reservations because she's still thinking about this other guy and all the things. So I commend her for this. Before she got married, she took the time to go investigate it to see, okay, is this really
a straggly looking man?
Right.
Okay.
Is this really resolved in me? Am I going to be able to do life with this new man? Or do I need to go back to what I loved originally?
And that's the same way
Yeah.
Okay, she's going back to see if there's something there.
Right.
Okay.
Well, the scene you're talking to, that's after she just disappears from everybody and she at his house knocking boots days on end. So then when she comes to her quote unquote senses, because her mom is like, what are you doing? Then she's like, okay, I gotta go. Because she's thinking about, okay, this is supposed to be my life. I committed to this. I'm engaged to this person. I need to follow through what I said that I was gonna do. But her heart is saying, but I want this man. I'm in love with this man. He makes me happy. He fulfills me. So she's in turmoil. Like, she's having a tug of war. Like, do I go with what my heart is saying, or do I go with what my brain is telling me to do? Do I go with what makes sense to everyone else, or do I go with what my heart is telling me that I want? So the scene that you're referring to is when she's like, I gotta go. And he's like, what do you want? Because she keeps stating like all the facts. Well, either way, somebody else is going to get hurt. Well, this, well, that. He said, I don't care about any of that. Tell me what you want. Because if you can tell me that you really want this other man, I love you enough to let you go, which that in itself is deep. Because sometimes you do have to love somebody enough to let them go.
He had all the women hot and bothered on that. I was dating a girl. I want you to watch the Notebook. And I'm not watching that.
Well, but you know what it was? He was walking in a level of truth that most people don't in a relationship. He wasn't intimidated. He wasn't offended that she was engaged to somebody else. He wasn't intimidated or even offended that she was about to leave. He was just saying, make a decision.
Make it be clear.
If you can tell me clearly what you want, I'm going to respect that decision. And
because her body was saying something different than her mouth was saying. I can't hear nobody. You leaving, but I... Ain't that what he... Now, I ain't seen the movie, but I just know about the Holy Ghost. She was, I bet you, he was making that body do some things and that man with the money wouldn't do it. You got to see, listen, this is the whole episode. You've got some decisions to make. And that doesn't mean leave.
Right.
But what that does mean is you're going to have to ask yourself the hard questions, and you might need professional assistance.
Yes.
You might not be able to consult your friends. You might not be able to consult your boys. You might need to sit down with somebody who got the initials in front of their name to help you sift through it, because you might just be getting that hammer. She might have you turned out and you're really not thinking clearly.
Yeah.
I know a whole lot of people who have messed up a good thing because they got a hold of something that scratched the itch that they couldn't get scratched at home.
Right. And good sex doesn't mean that it's a good marriage.
I'm trying to hear. So
You gotta
listen,
be
you got to
gotta be
hear the
whole
whole
outside the bed
episode. You
too.
got to hear everything we saying.
Yeah.
Be advised. This
Yes.
is grown folk talk.
Absolutely.
When you got a mortgage, when that song that said it's cheaper to keep her, somebody wrote that song because their
Listen.
lawyer bill was high.
Yes. And some people are thinking like the climate we live in, man, do I really want to have to pay mortgage or rent on my own? Do I really want to have to make these car payments on my own? There are some people staying in a relationship just because the other person is like taking care of the bills.
Especially if your etymology and your homework on the word fornication comes from a fundamentalist theological perspective,
Ooh.
then you in chains thinking that if I get it, I'm going to hell. So,
Well, what he
okay.
said.
So we have some questions.
Yes.
We have some questions that we want to present to whatever listener is listening.
Yeah.
To ask yourself to help you on your deconstruction journey.
Absolutely.
The person that you're with might not engage with you. They might not be at the stage where they are as inquisitive as you are. And that's okay. That is okay. But you must be clear within yourself.
That's right.
You must be clear within yourself, especially if you have children, there's a lot of moving pieces and no major decision should be made overnight.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't believe that major decisions should just be made off of a whim. And so just make sure you pray it through. I make sure I talk to God and my therapist and people who have a tenured track record of trustworthiness without motive, without ill motive in my life. And so all of those are important. Please, I hope y'all stay to the whole. So listen, we're going to run through these self-inventory questions. Let's deal with this really quickly. When we say, y'all heard me, Marcus' eyes got big when I talked about fornication.
Yeah.
And in biblical times, and just how we get down to what we believe now currently in the West, what fornication is and etc. When someone says, well, I can't get a divorce because I believe in biblical marriage. We don't have time to deal with the theological breakdown of that, but 90% of us, and I'm including everybody who's married in this room, that's me and her, and that's him and his wife behind the camera, 90% of us do not believe in biblical marriage. Deconstructing your marriage, for those of you who grew up in a Christian or in a religious, whatever religion you subscribe to, or your parents, in your deconstruction journey, if that has any influence on how you move in your marriage, those probably will come up.
Yeah.
Those dogmas and beliefs that were handed down, and we just believed it because the person who said it, we love them, respect.
Yeah.
But when you begin to do your homework and start investigating the sociology and the etymology and the origin of some of the stuff that we believe where it came from and how we've cherry picked that it's okay to adjust this one, but it's not okay to adjust this one.
Yeah.
It really boils down to that we're really all taking a stab at it.
Yeah.
But anyway.
And it can be so damaging. Because to me, like, what is so sad, my mother personally was married 5 times. And I asked her as an adult, I said, what made you get married so many times? And she said, well, they always said that you're supposed to be married. And I had kids, so I felt like you guys needed a father. And as an adult, I was sitting there with that, like, we already had a father, even if you weren't married to that individual. But society and culture and religion put this weight on you that was unrealistic. So instead of you like looking for happiness, joy, and fulfillment in a relationship, you chose really just to settle because you felt like you had to be married.
And some of us, my mom had the same exact conversation maybe a couple of months ago. She said, we were sitting down at the car dealership. I'm gonna speak on it. She said she out of the clear blue. I thought she was, I just, when old people start having vulnerable conversations, just start disclosing. I'm like, what's getting ready to happen? Is this she said, I never should have married them niggas, son. And I said, what you talking about? I said, what you mean? She said, I said, why did you do it? She said, I'm just looking at my life. I've seen couples who really genuinely loved each other and had each other's best interest at heart. And she said, I've never experienced that. It was always one-sided. It was always me chasing after some nigga.
Yeah.
It was always me trying to get a man to involve himself in my purpose and me trying to get involved in his purpose that did not exist. And she said, I'm 70 some odd years old and I'm assessing I only tried to do it because of the expectation that the church put on me. I cried in the car dealership because of the pressure and the harm. And this woman looking at the last quarter of her life and saying, I got into covenant with people because of the church's pressure that I needed to get. She said, I should have just had my fun and went on about my business instead of tying my life down to these duds.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do some people just need a girlfriend, a boyfriend, that on some of them they don't do it no more. But on some of those funeral programs where it says an obituary, if that person wasn't married, they have at the bottom of it what is called timestamp is called a special friend. Do y'all know what a special friend is? Special friend on a funeral obituary is somebody who was common law married to the deceased that was coming through doing some knock knocks. They were giving some money. Help the kids with back to school, what you need, tires, oil change, help you fix the plumbing, and also provide plumbing. Or if it was a female, vice versa, that's special friend. That's somebody that was in their life that the community knew that was in their life, but they weren't legally on paper married. He leaves behind a special friend. That's what a special friend is.
You are
I don't
really
see
an
nothing
old
wrong with it.
soul.
Now, if you plan two households, if you got a family over here and a family over here, and it's not consensual and you harming people, I ain't with that.
Yeah.
But if there's no demand, there ain't no supply.
Oop. And I feel like if that pressure wasn't there for a lot of people and there wasn't like condemnation and shame around being single, maybe people would just take the time to find the person that really is a better match for them
That's
instead of feeling rushed into it.
That's all we saying. So find out where these beliefs came from. So let me give you these 5 biblical standards. This is an antiquity. This was the standard and the norm concerning marriage in biblical times.
Right.
So when we say I believe in biblical marriage, I'm getting ready to prove to you with just 4 of these that you don't. You don't. We believe the Bible and all of that, but you don't believe in biblical marriage. Number
we
one,
believe the Bible through Western eyes, but the problem is that the Bible was not written in the West. But go ahead. I'm a chill.
No, that's 3.
I'm a chill.
No, that's 3.
I'm a chill.
That's 3.
I'm just saying.
In biblical times, in order for it to be commonly, majority of the time recognized as a marriage,
Right.
the wife the wife's family had to pay a dowry.
Right.
So in other words, that family got to they got some money got to be exchanged.
Yeah.
That if that family was going to take on, that they were going to blend.
Yeah.
That there had to be some bread shelled out.
And in some countries, it's still a thing.
If there was, if the sheets are white, see, some of y'all are already disqualified because we got blue sheets. If there was no blood on the bedding, if that woman was not a virgin,
if her hymen was not intact, that's the medical term for the people who need it like
no
that.
deal.
Yeah.
Women did not have a voice. Women were not equal to men in antiquity, as they say. Okay, let me give you that. Men are supreme authority.
This is true.
We just
giving rules
we
from the Bible
already disqualified.
yeah.
Marriage was not about love
No.
and companionship and
No.
scratch my back, I'll scratch your. It
Mm-mm.
was none of that. It
Yeah.
was about status
Right.
and land acquisition
Yeah.
and
And a woman's livelihood
in a woman.
because
Okay, I got another one. I'm gonna let you go. Only a man could issue divorce. Only the man was the one that was able to initiate, I want a divorce from you. The
yeah.
woman wasn't going downtown talking about, I'm sick of him.
Yeah.
It- completely, completely opposite
Right.
of how it is today. So when we say, I believe in biblical marriage based on the facts of how they got down,
Yeah.
then none of us are following that. I didn't pay
Right.
your parents nothing
That's
to
true.
marry you.
That's true.
I got your ring from the pawn shop. I was just trying to love my wife and have have some chrome on her finger.
He was under religious laws when he
I'm
married me. Let me
trying
just
to
say
tell.
that.
So let me read this so I don't get this wrong.
Uh-huh.
Only men could issue a divorce.
Right.
Women had little legal recourse.
Right.
Polygamy, you said it, polygamy was culturally and legally accepted for men. So it wasn't no women, it wasn't legal for a woman to have two men.
Right.
Only the man
When
could
you read
practice
in the
polygamy.
Old Testament, wives with an S and concubines, those are all of the wives, and they had different categories because some people had that many.
The age of marriage, girls were married shortly after puberty, approximately 12 to 14. So we're not talking about adults. We're not talking about consenting adults. We're talking about minors.
And sometimes to old men. But go ahead.
So anyway, why we listed those points is to get those who already do not know those,
right,
and those who do know those, just to stress the point that you're going to have to investigate what works for you.
Right.
Absolutely. That man asked her, what
do you want?
Do you? She said, well, somebody's going to get hurt. Just tell me what
do you want?
So
because he had a decision to make too. Because when she came to visit him,
you hold me up.
No, he had like a little girlfriend, like a little knock.
Who he did?
Yeah, when she first came around.
So he,
but you know what? I commend his knock too, because she basically, in so many words, told him goodbye.
Is a side piece.
Yeah, told him goodbye that night. She said, "I've never seen you this happy. I'm so glad for you. Thank you for the time." And then but she also knew what it felt like to love somebody and not have them anymore. So she just let him go.
And some people want to be single because they enjoy their freedom.
Yeah, that's true.
Some people that want to be single, they don't mean that they don't have needs. They don't mean that they don't want to be held. But they can lock somebody else in who says, I don't want to be married either, but just come over and hold me on Friday night. Let's go dance. Let's go to the casino, whatever they do. But there is no set of, like, it's not one size fits all.
Right.
There are people who are trying. I brought this watermelon. I brought this watermelon because we are trying to fit. Brady was like, why you bring my watermelon out here?
Okay, because I'm going to be upset
this is a good Texas
to my watermelon.
Seeded watermelon.
Yeah, you got to have seeds.
We are trying to put a watermelon inside of a cup and we're trying to figure out why it's not working, because it ain't gonna work unless you break this watermelon down and juice it. You still not gonna get all of this watermelon in this cup because it doesn't fit.
Right.
So we're gonna have to find out what fits for us. And this is the last point, unless you got something else to say. Needs, wants, and desires change. Woo! So just because you hotter
Wait a minute. Go ahead and get your mic. Say that one more time.
I get a mic now?
Yeah, get your mic.
I'm pregnant. I need to put this watermelon on because I'm pregnant with a word tonight. Wait a minute. I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant with a word tonight.
Yeah. You real full right now.
Word tonight. Bring me in, Doc. Where's my mic at?
Get your mic.
I'm pregnant with a word. I got a word.
Say one time. Let me hold it for you.
Hold it for me. I got a word tonight.
Support your back. It's sitting like a boy. Pregnant with truth.
I want to say tonight to somebody who I don't know who I'm preaching to. That needs, wants, and desires they change.
Yes.
They're not static. They can change. They're
Yes.
fluid.
Yes.
So what you want and desire in this year of your life,
Come on.
you might not want and desire 10 years from your life.
Yes.
So when you hear this episode tonight and you
Yes.
decide to make a change and you decide to make a jump because somebody got something better across the street because somebody's scratching the itch, and make sure you understand
Lord help.
that sometimes blood doesn't flow, and sometimes you're making a long-term decision on temporary qualifications.
Yes. Did y'all hear him in the back? Hopefully you heard. Okay.
This is where I got to get this word out of me tonight. I got to drop this word.
That is so true. There are some things that will remain the same in your relationship, but a lot of things, they're going to evolve and change as you're evolving and changing.
So it's really good to find somebody who you can be honest with.
Yes.
And they can change. I got another word. And they can change and adjust with you.
Come on.
Or if they don't like that, they can release you.
Ooh.
Just go to the pool hall. Ooh. If you like to wash your car, whatever you do, I'm going to let you go out with the girls. I'm going to let you go throw some ones. Whatever you decide. If you want to go to church, I'm not going down there. But if you want to go, you can't. Just don't buy. I'll see you when you get find out what works for your relationship. And I think that we're trying to put pressure on the other person to be something that we in our head want them to be. And it's not in them to be that. I can't cook. I don't have an interest in cooking. It doesn't bring me joy to cook, but she loves it. She enjoys cooking. It brings her pleasure to cook. So it works for us. Now, if she didn't enjoy cooking and I didn't enjoy cooking, then we're going to have to find something out.
And let me say this, right? I love to cook. I love to bake, right? But he also is aware enough about my needs that if I come home after a long day or if I'm exhausted, he'll be like, baby, don't even worry about cooking. I'll go figure it out.
Because Chick-fil-A's grills are always on between
not always,
10
not on Sundays.
I mean, between 10. I mean, not Chick-fil-A. I mean, Chipotle. Chipotle's grill is on.
Yeah.
So if you are regulated on the inside, if you know why you want what you want, and it's not a rejection that you ain't cooking for me, or so.
And I am not going to be upset at him because he can't cook. Like, I'm just not. I ain't tripping.
Not only can I not cook, I don't have a desire to learn. And some people be trying to fake it. I got too much on my mind. I got too much I'm trying to do to be worried about trying to develop a hobby that's not an interest of mine. I just don't. Why you didn't clean your room? Some of your kids just want to tell you, because I only clean it because you tell me to clean it. It's not in my heart to clean it yet until you get your own stuff.
Yeah.
Then you understand.
That's true.
So anyway, this was good, Marcus.
You didn't ask the questions. You told the people you were going to get the information.
I'm sorry. Come on. That's right. Keep us right.
Get the information.
We'll go back and forth.
Okay.
Who are you currently?
Yeah. These are the questions that we should be asking.
This is the question you should ask you. So we're good about identifying the negative about us. Mm-hmm. We're good about identifying the negative about other people. Mm-hmm. But what are 5 positive qualities about you? Yeah. What's 5 things that if you passed away, 5 things that people would say about you at your home going? Mm-hmm. I don't know, after that special friend on that beach. Oh my God. Who are you? Who are you? That's number 1 question. Yeah. Currently, who am I now? Right. Because the now that I am now is not the now that I was 10 years ago. Right. I'm not the same man that I was 6 months ago. And I'm waiting on an opportunity to share with people this new me, because the answer is not going to be the same. Okay, go ahead.
Number 2, what are your values? Yeah. What are your values? And where did you get those values? And are those values helping your relationship or harming your relationship? Are those values helping you or harming you? I feel like all of those are important questions. If you have children, are they helping your children or are they harming your children?
Is it working?
Ooh.
Is it working?
Yeah, if we boil it down, that's the real question.
Values.
Are your values working?
Can you say no and go to sleep at night?
Ooh, baby, yes, sir.
Can someone ask you to do something and you say no?
No is a complete sentence. Yeah. You don't owe anybody an excuse for it. No, it's okay.
So find out what that is and where that came from.
And if you healthy, you can receive a no and not be offended. Like, oh, okay.
I'll find somebody else. Get somebody else to do it. PTO stands for prepare the others. Family of origin.
Yeah.
This is
the
classic.
ironing board. Where did it originate and why?
Everybody in your family did it.
Yeah.
Is that rob a liquor store? Everybody in your family did it, or is that higher education? Is that business owners?
Yeah.
Is that paying off debt? Is that college?
Yeah.
Is that paying off the vehicle? Is that like just because everybody in your family did it doesn't mean that it has to be your story. Right. You get to write, even though you wear the same last name, you get to write whatever story you want to write.
Absolutely.
For your life.
Trauma. Ooh. What traumas have you experienced that you brought into the relationship? And this can be really layered, but this is what I would encourage anybody. Like in the inception of the relationship, does it take a lot of vulnerability? Absolutely. But share what those things are. I know that you was like stunned when I had a conversation with you about my trauma, because for me, it just was vitally important, because I never planned on being married, that you knew what trauma I was coming to the relationship with. Number one, so it wouldn't catch you off guard if I responded a way that really wasn't because of anything you did, but because I'm being triggered from my past. But also to give you the opportunity, because it may be too much. And if it is too much, I love you and respect you enough that I want you to have the option before you're tied into marriage.
That's right. You're taking into consideration your mental health. You said something today, and she said, I'm so glad that I'm regulated in my emotions, because I can just think of 5 to 10 things in a day that would set me off. That so like we talk to couples, and just on social media you'll see people going through each other. One woman said he lost his phone. I was helping him look at the whole time. I had his phone unlocked in my case, going through it while I'm trying to help him look. So
that's so
get well soon. So what is the state of your mental health?
Yes.
It's layered. But what is the state of your mental health? They used to say in the old school, you need a checkup from the neck up.
That is true. I haven't heard that in a long time.
That's old school. Okay.
The next thing is emotional intelligence. You have to have it.
Yeah.
If you want to thrive inside of your marriage, you have to have emotional intelligence. If you want to thrive as an adult, you need emotional intelligence.
Yeah, there's other humans out here.
Right. If you want to thrive as a parent, you need emotional intelligence. It is not limited to a marriage. It is not limited to a romantic relationship. In general, as an adult, as a parent, as a sibling, all the things, you need emotional intelligence. Mm-hmm. It's a need. It's not a want or a desire. You need, it's a requirement. You need emotional intelligence.
Ooh, 7 and 8 are bangers.
Yes.
What are, you might know what your passions are, your life purpose.
Right.
How, like, one of the things that has not changed is that I know for me, when we got into relationship, I was engaged in helping people. I'm a humanitarian. I believe in helping and serving people. Like that's it will never change. It will never lose its power. So if you get with someone and they're not clear on that, and you're not clear on that, it can really throw the relationship for a loop. But understanding what your life, why are you alive?
Yeah.
Am I here because this person, the person that you find, the person that you're looking for, they are not the reason why you're alive.
No, not at all.
The person that you are with, they are not, because that person can die. You can divorce that person. That person can divorce you, and you still have to live life.
That's right.
Unless you're in your 80s, they say that, when one goes, the other one's like, I don't want to be here no more. But when you're young and vibrant and got something to do, some people to help,
Yeah.
a community to assist, a
Yes.
word to deliver,
Yes.
assistance, education.
Yes.
The person that you're with cannot be your world.
Yeah.
This woman who was sitting next to me, and she would say the same thing.
Mhm.
I'm a big part of her world. She's a big part of my world.
Yeah.
But if something happens to her church tomorrow, Nipsey Hussle said the marathon. That's why I got these pants on here tonight.
Oh
The
my
marathon
God.
continues.
Yeah.
No matter
Absolutely.
what happens, we gotta keep pushing because
Right.
there is something that I was born
Yeah, and
to
created to
do.
do. That's right.
And it wasn't just bumping and grinding, having kids.
Ooh.
Something I got to do.
Yeah.
So in the midst of that,
Okay, the next one is religious influence on your life. So, how does my religious beliefs, how is that creating what my reality is? Or how is that influencing my behavior in the relationship? Or how is that making me process the world around me?
Mhm.
And is it healthy? And have I received accurate information in the religion that I say that I am a part of? Because I think that that's a big issue in Western culture. We say that we are a part of certain religious beliefs and systems, but we really don't know what the truth is for ourselves. We just know what has been given to us.
Mhm.
So,
And you can tell where there's a glitch potentially in that
Mhm.
information when you are following the rules.
Yeah.
You are obeying. I work with a guy,
Mm.
and I'm kind of just talking to him about questions that he's having about his faith
Mhm.
in God. He comes from a very strict
Mhm.
religious environment, and we're talking through some of these points.
Mhm.
And I suggested a couple of books for him to read. And he made me cry at work because he said this, to your point. He said, I followed all of the rules. I followed all of the rules and it did not produce freedom in me.
Mm.
I'm not able to do what they said that I should be doing, but I followed their rules. So how is it that I was a good boy? I've been a good boy and done everything that y'all said that I should do so that I could be what you said that I would be as a rule follower.
Mhm.
Coming to find out that it's by grace through faith,
Mhm.
not of works, lest any man should have something to brag about.
Mhm.
I've done the works, but I have not been able to be transformed.
Right.
I have not had liberty
Mhm.
and freedom
Mhm.
to be and do what he's called me to be and do and in my existence. I said, man, so
Can I say this to add on to what you're saying?
say it.
Everyone's purpose is not the same. So the fact that religion in America tries to make you cookie cutter is insanity to me. Like, we're not little robots. Like, God created us all to be unique and different. And if we will all do our piece, like a body, every piece of your body has a
Come on,
different
nurse.
function. Okay. If we're willing to just do our part and we're all doing our different parts, then we can all be whole and happy. Like, I mean, we overcomplicate this thing, but I digress.
So what works for you?
Yeah.
What
do you want?
works for you?
Mm-hmm.
What do you
What
want?
do you want?
Deconstructing marriage. Now,
Yes.
everything that we said tonight
Yeah.
is grown folk talk.
It really is.
Grown folk talk.
Mhm.
So there's always something that we say at the end is that marriage.
It's for grown folks.
Oh, yeah.